Welcome everyone back to Crown Craven Crisis. There will not be a Jean Valjean sings the hits joke this time. Sam Neill passed away today, and I was asked to make a little dedication to his honor before we start the game. He's one of my favorite actors, so I've said okay. Um, Jurassic Park, of course, huge movie for me. Came out when I was 4, and like a lot of things that came out when I was 4, it left a huge mark on me. And Sam Neill gives a fantastic performance in that. Um, Great in Event Horizon, great in The Mouth of Madness, great in a bunch of other movies. The one I want to highlight, given that we're in a Midgeheim campaign right now, is the 1998 Hallmark NBC miniseries Merlin, um, where Sam Neill stars as the titular Merlin. Um, I imagine a lot of people are going to raise their eyebrows at me recommending a made-for-TV miniseries from the 90s done by the Hallmark Channel, but listen, they did some good shit. I feel like their Alice in Wonderland live-action adaptation is probably the best translation of that story to a medium that's not books, because they gave it enough of a plot to, like, function without removing the whimsy and the joy of the story. And like their Merlin story is a really like interesting take on the Arthurian mythos. Um, as a person who generally likes Merlin more when he's a dick, I have to say this is like the one time where Merlin's been sympathetic in a story where I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this Merlin rocks. Sam Neill does such a great performance. There's like him and Isabella Rossellini playing Nimue have great chemistry, and then there's like this really nice intimate scene where he explains magic to her, specifically like the magic he can do, which is hand magic, and how there's a different level of magic where you don't have to say or motion anything, you can just think and it happens, that he hasn't mastered yet. It's just really like because the budget is so low, it has to carry itself on the performances for the most part, and all of the actors are given like 110% despite being in a low budget made for TV miniseries, and that does bring the magic to you, which I think is important when we're talking about an actor passing away, because if you want a show where Sam Neill's performance really does carry the weight and you see just how magnificent of an actor he is, I would highly recommend the NBC Hallmark Merlin miniseries. It's about 3 hours. You can find it on YouTube. Great fucking performances all around. Miranda Richardson plays Queen Mab and she kills it. Highly recommend. Great performance of Sam Neill, but no one else is going to recommend to you because no one else is deranged like I am. All that said, last time on Crown Craven Crisis, we had an extended homage to Beyond Thunderdome. Because fuck you. Um, the gang managed to defeat Meister Massive and thus win the fealty of the Queen of Smiles, taking one faction off the board and aligning it with Big Brunhild, and thus shifting the balance of power more distinctly in Brunhild's direction, which is good, because there were 9 fucking warlords when we started this, and now there's 8, and one warlord with the power of 2 at her beck and call. So, pretty fucking good. And also, no one important had to die last session, and that's pretty great as well.
I died, says Head Squisher.
No one important.
But the fans loved me.
Fun fact, Head Squisher's name is taking the name of the bad guy from the first Mad Max movie, Toe Cutter, and just figuring out what the opposite of that would be.
Heads, knees, shoulders, toes.
Instead of removing, you just sort of compact it, and you go from the top extremity rather than the bottom.
So what you're saying is we started from the bottom and now we're here.
Yeah. So we're at Castle Grin, of the castle of the Duchess of Smiles, celebrated as champions of the arena. On your way to head to go meet the Iron Lord. Any last business we want to take care of over here before we leave?
Iden did have a little bit of business. With the Queen. So she would try to find her when it's not as busy, or might have done this last night because we stay the night, right? Before setting
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you guys stayed the night. You rested. You got your IP, your MP, and your HP back.
Okay. Yeah, because at some point she would have approached the queen and told her,
Mm-hmm.
"Follow me to the Valkyrie field."
The Duchess of Smiles does so.
All right, the Duchess. No.
Yeah.
And Aiden will go out there, and I really should have thought of what this entails ahead of time, but she will go, gesture to the queen to join her as she goes and begins to perform a rites of the blessings that a Hela would, you know, ordain to be set over a place of burial like this.
Okay. I don't know anything about real Norse rites, so here's
Yeah,
what I
same.
would bullshit without research. Um, I think Hela is probably pretty close to her two siblings via Angerboda. Um, and also snakes in general have a great deal of magic. So the first thing you would do is you would basically sprinkle um, some dust or lotion in the shape of an Ouroboros. Um, an Ouroboros specifically styled in the fashion of Jormungandr, the great serpent whose coils encircle the entire coast of Midgahheim. Not just Geatland or Germanor, but in Midgahheim itself. Um, there would then be a strategic placement of wolf fur. Dog fur can suffice if you do not have access to wolf fur. Near the jaws of the Ouroboros to symbolize Fenrir, her other brother. No, just her brother, because Jormungandr's female. Um, and then there would be a placement of uh, some flower petals. On one half, they would be fresh, and on the other half, they would be purposely dried out and withered to represent Hela
Oh,
herself.
and actually, Aiden collected some of the dried up flowers she took from the old the 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 Dragon's lair, the old
Mm-hmm.
dragon's lair. But she'll
Yep.
use some of those. Let's get this identified.
And that to me seems like an interesting enough ritual to bullshit off the top of my head for an official blessing by Hela for uh, a place of rest.
And she'll look to the Duchess and say, "I think Hela will be smiling upon you, crooked as it is."
The Duchess, thank you, throat, is visibly moved, um, but also is enough of a public figure to know to sort of keep those emotions tamped down, and gives you a friendly smile. She says, "Thank you. It would be nice to know that they at least have a pleasant rest if they can't join the Valhalla and the Great Hall of Heroes."
You honor their memory. And something I wish to tell you. Perhaps you can't see it, being as you are. Your feet rarely leave the ground in the way that mine can. But from the air, your town is, is smiles. Tombstone teeth spread in a grin. Because I realize the map
So
looks
we'll chalk that
like
up to
like a face.
nominative determinism. Yeah, for those of you watching at home, Castle Grin is literally designed to have a smiling face, complete with the central tower being a sort of Pinocchio-esque nose. Anyone else have business in Castle Grin before we head off?
That was a pretty item. She would just funny. It's like, of course, facing death with a smile.
I can't think of anything. Vala has shrunk down again and donned her human disguise, and she's noticeably uncomfortable and pissed off about it. She's back to being crabby.
Must be cramped.
All right. You're all waved off. The Queen of Smiles, in particular, Vala, as you're leaving, gives you a little wink and blows you a kiss.
I catch it and put it on my cheek.
And then you're off to the castle of the Lord of Iron.
I think. Sorry, I have to tease. I didn't have to tease Vala, even though this might is a danger. Just it seems your husband wasn't the only human that you found agreeable.
I'm considered a little weird for liking humans that way. Yes.
Oh, tell me about it. My daughter married a human.
They're not all that bad.
That is not disagreeing.
Just a lot of them are.
There's some pretty bad ones out there, aren't there? Looks in the vague direction of the castle, like vaguely went to the death of Centurion.
Yeah. Well, there's some nasty ones out there, that's for certain. Who wants to roll a d12?
Sure.
With your weird little hooves.
What we get? Aw, a 2. That's not fun for me. Nothing happens.
Don't we find something with a roll like that? Or is it just one?
If you had gotten a 1, you would have found something, but unfortunately it was just a simple, boring 2. But hey, you make it to the castle of the Lord of Iron relatively easily. Did I have the music down really low or something? Why am I not hearing shit?
It is kind of low, yeah.
Alright, here we are.
Okay.
The castle of the Lord of Iron makes all the fortresses you've seen so far look shameful by comparison. It is huge. It has walls that seem to be at least 80 feet tall, connected to massive fucking war towers. Its gates are wrought iron and seem to require some sort of complicated mechanical mechanism and internal mechanism inside the walls to open. They can't be opened by sheer human force alone. It is an impregnable fortress, which is a fucking rarity in Geatland. A place where everyone low-key kind of wants to die in combat and thinks hiding behind walls is coward shit.
Impressive in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
Which gate are you approaching?
I think this one makes sense.
Yeah, the front door makes sense, yeah.
Straight on.
Over.
A bunch of warriors rush over to the gate and says, "Whoa there! Who approaches?"
Friends of the Mage Max and oh shoot, what was the guy that
Sir
gave us,
Trigev.
And Sir Trigev or Trigevs, and Aiden will take the letter and kind of like fly up slowly, like try to be intimidating. I'm like, just bring it up to them to show.
One of them looks at the seal, nods to the others. "Open the gate!" And the big metal gate opens, allowing you inside to the first section of Castle Meinschaften. In this section, there is the Market District. There is the Hrantengsten Inn, which you don't need because you didn't roll a random encounter. Boo hiss. There's stables, a soldier's barracks, and a smithy.
What do they got at the market?
As you walk towards the market district, some of the soldiers say, "Let me see that seal." All right. I'll go inform the Lord of Iron that you are here to visit, and come and find you when he is ready to receive you. And marches off. In the market district, most of what you find here is fairly basic bitch shit that you do not really need. You know, supplies and stuff. Things that you've stocked up on well. But there are a couple of interesting curios. So let's list those out. There's some silver necklaces, a couple of iron chainmail shirts, a couple of silver chainmail shirts, and a silver symbol of Tyr.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Let's examine my current equipment.
Yeah, I think the shed dragon scale that I have is still a little better than any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I might do the silver chainmail because it's the same defense as what I have, but it's better initiative and that dark attack resistance.
As you look at it, the merchant says, "Silver, great metal. Very expensive, very rare, but we have a mine that has a great wealth of it. And much more lightweight than iron."
Yes, don't want it wearing me down as I fly.
Distance to physical doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I might want to pick that up myself then.
I'm gonna DM tell you, wait till you've seen all the shit here before you make decisions.
Okay.
Oh,
True.
should I not purchase them?
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, let's look before we buy. Where else would we like to go?
Grum is following his snoofler to find any endemic ingredients.
Do they have a salt mine?
They probably do get some salt from their mine, even though its primary uses is for its iron and silver ores. What you do find in the market district is there is a lot of fresh produce, a lot of radishes, a lot of turnips, things that are hardy and grow in the sort of harsh environment next to the mountain. They have a real earthy, soily taste.
I'll add that to my list of unique ingredients.
Given the part of the mountain they're next to, they'd be very iron rich. And I would say that you can buy them for a pittance because, it's not fucking chainmail.
Excellent. Shall we mosey on to the barracks and smithy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find about a dozen or so soldiers in the barracks. They're not in full warrior regalia yet. This is where they rest in between shifts. As you enter, some of them look at you with a bit of curiosity, since you're such an odd group. One of them says,
Understandable.
"Yeah, what's your business? You enlisting?"
quite. We're waiting for an audience with the Lord.
Ah. You, on behalf of who?
Big Brunhild.
Ah. Not the warlord we expected to hear from first. I like her, though. I've heard she's tall. Oh, you heard the lady named Big Brunhild is tall. A novel concept.
Taller even than this one, points to Grum.
One that looks at Grum. I've never seen a troll that big before. Really? I've never seen one that tiny.
Yes. Much bigger trolls up north.
So you're not with the Mountain King guy?
No.
Alright.
Surprised to be that we had a king. When you went and
Yeah,
said,
you know,
I'm king of all trolls, it's like, since when?
Yeah, we're kind of having that surprise right now that we're doing the whole king thing. Guess we've always had lords, but we've never really had full-on nobility.
I think we would continue on having lords if it wasn't for those southern bastards.
Yeah.
One soldier nods and says, "Ah, those southern bastards. God, I wish Iron Lord had let us kill them."
Well, you're in luck. If your Lord decides to team up with Big Brunhild, that's her main goal. Finishing
Good.
out the last remnants.
Spending the whole war of conquest hiding behind walls. Not how a Geat should be.
You disagree with your lord's approach, do you?
The soldiers all look to each other, and some of them frown. It's and you get an immediate vibe that this is a matter of some heated discussion amongst the ranks, the rank and file here. The angry soldier says, "We're Geats. We shouldn't have hid behind the walls. We should have marched out there and fought them when they came to our gates, not stayed behind here. It's cowardly. We all could have been in Valhalla." Another soldier looks at it and says, "Yeah, we were denied some glory. But none of our families died. They could have lived of our sacrifice. They would have been honored by our sacrifice. Yes, but they also might have died. Then more
Trust me.
souls to grace Odin's table."
Trust me, it was no. Your families were lucky. I've seen what happens to those families of the warriors they defeated. They became slaves, workers, feeding the people that killed their husbands, sons, wives, sisters. There's nothing honorable in that.
Indeed.
The angry soldier grumbles, and another one looks to all of you and says, "He's not wrong. Our lord is a coward. He kept us behind the walls for the entire war. But not a single one of us lost a family member. I'm not saying it's right. I would have liked to have died in glorious combat, but I'm not sure I would trade that for the years I've gotten with my wife and kids."
I think you have nothing to be ashamed of. Those years, you're right, are as precious as they come.
He nods, and the angry soldier continues to scowl.
It wasn't guaranteed for you to die in battle anyway. My husband returned from war. He was on his way home. And then he was waylaid and murdered in a ditch.
The angry soldier considers that for a moment, sighs, and says, "It's not the Gateway. It's not the Gateway."
Grum scratching himself idly.
Could send you to Valhalla right now.
Oh, you want to, big man? Nope. They are dignitaries. We have to have some level of professionalism. Come
Funny
on.
sad.
I could die fighting a troll.
Well, Castle Grin, they have their whole fighting pit designed just to send people who are impatient to meet the Valkyries.
Nice lady.
Maybe we can convince the boss to ally with the Queen of Smiles. These people are here from Big Brunhild. You have to shut up.
We're also from the Queen of Smiles. We've just convinced her to join too.
Yes.
Well, in that case, I hope you convince the Lord to take your offer. It'd be nice to serve someone who has some actual geetish courage.
As we move on from that to Vala's gonna say in an aside to whoever's walking next to her, I think there's more to this story than just their lord being a coward.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Agreed.
Always someone with story.
And she's gonna roll her shoulders and grimace and go, I hate being this small.
Must be very tight, uncomfortable.
There is a reason that I'm crabby all the time. Imagine smashing yourself into a jar and being expected to be happy about it.
I thought that might be possible of relation.
Why not be big? Be big, proud, loud.
Geats like fighting things that are bigger than them and also aren't on the greatest terms with the rest of my people.
Same here. Would not want to be what I am not.
You're a bit wiser than the most of us, aren't you?
He starts picking his nose.
Okay, Luffy.
Wise in the dumbest way possible.
As you guys walk through the streets, you notice more and more of the soldiers. While a lot of them are wearing normal Geatish armor, splint mail, the sort of ancient Germanic helmet, some very basic metal pauldrons and things. Every now and then you see a soldier wearing a kind of armor you've never seen before. A helmet that's all one big solid piece. A chest plate that isn't made of scales or splints, but rather just solid fucking metal. Fitted greaves and vambraces. Again, metal boots. All articulated in a way that allows the person within to walk with relative ease. And that shit does not exist anywhere else that any of you have seen.
Huh. Wasn't that interesting?
Imagine the good they could possibly do if they expanded the availability of this armor.
It is fascinating workmanship.
Um,
Would make them very crunchy.
And as you make your way to the smithy, you see that the blacksmiths are working hard at making more of this strange new armor.
You're very skilled at your craft.
Hmm? Oh, I get by. What makes you say that? Is it the horseshoes?
No, it's the. She's gonna gesture to the one of the knights rattling by right now, walking completely.
The Lord's invention. Yes, I assume. I should have assumed so. Yes. Can't take credit for it. Not my idea. He had to show me the technique.
Oh yes, but
Rum is
you are doing it.
intrigued.
Show me shoe for horse.
He shows you many iron horseshoes that burn a little bit when you touch them.
This does not fit over a horse's foot.
No, it does.
They nail it onto the
It's
bottom.
under it.
No horse has tiny feet like this.
You sure?
He picks up glowing dawn to compare.
Okay, bud, politely. I don't have horse feet.
That would
It's
be a
on my front
very. The blacksmith looks at your hooves. That would be a very interesting challenge to shoe. If you get an audience with the Iron Lord, you should show him the hoof situation you've got going there and get his brain working.
There's a bit of a pause from glowing dawn and a slight smile. It's like, I might just have to do that.
So the Iron Lord then rallied you and the others around his new approach to smithery.
The Smiths all grin. Yeah, might not have much for bravery, but I'll say this: he knows his way around metal. He's dedicated to the art of smithing. Boy, he's a damn near genius, says one of the Smiths. Boy, he's in his 30s, sir. Well, yeah, I'm 70. I don't give a fuck. And they point out, see up on the towers, those big wooden contraptions? That's another thing that he came up with. It's a sort of gear-driven, gigantic bow and arrow.
Curious design.
Yeah. When it comes to keeping people alive, he's got a real knack for it. It's a shame he can't put all that thought into finding ways for people to have glorious deaths.
I see. I should ask, I suppose, what conflicts has this fortress, this stronghold, been able to resist?
The blacksmiths nod somberly. Well, during the War of Conquest, we were laid siege to at least, 5 times? Yeah, 5 I think is the end count. When word of war first broke out, the Iron Lord gathered as many people as our stores of food could reasonably feed for, what did he say, 3 years? 3 years. Any other refugees were taken in on the provision that they bring food with them to last that time, to really meter out that we could last through a siege, and then that's what we did. We just held up here behind the walls, and when the Mediterrans came, we the blacksmiths shudder. We stayed up here like cowards and tossed boiling oil on them and shot them with bows and arrows and didn't have a single casualty for the entire damn war.
Isn't that a good thing?
Didn't send a
Not
single soul to
brigadish.
Valhalla. But at the same time, a lot of families intact. And one blacksmith smiles. I thought for sure I was going to lose my boy when they said war was declared. He was so gung-ho. I still have him.
I think that is something to be quite thankful for. I must say, from my experiences in the war, I know many fathers now who cannot say the same.
Hell nod. It is a shameful thing to follow a coward as a leader, but I must admit, I do, with some small guilt for what we have denied Odin, feel a great deal of joy in having my family hold together when so many others have been broken.
I want you to know that Vala's thinking to herself, Odin can fucking deal with it.
All Vala's imagining in her head is just that one-eyed bastard going, "Oh damn! Now I'm gonna starve."
You took all my soldiers.
But enough about the past. You want to see the new, the inventions the Lord has made are very good. And they start showing off the different kinds of what they call plate mail armor, which you will need specialized training to equip, but luckily you're in the exact place to get that training. As well as some very well-made swords and shields, and the smiths being very skilled in their craft and taught by a person who, by their own admission, is something of a savant in the field. They can use iron or silver to upgrade your equipment, giving it either an iron cap or a silver filigree.
Okay. Dang.
That silver filigree plate mail looks really good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. They're the weapons.
Mm-hmm. I'm really curious to see where all this dark damage resistance is going to come in handy.
We got werewolves next door.
Like I'd ever use dark as an elemental damage type for a bad guy.
Also, point out, silver for the guy next door.
Yep.
So, probably...
Yeah,
True.
Not to mention iron for the trolls up north.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just like the laughing stick, I'm guessing you don't want any silver, huh?
Who are you saying that to?
The laughing stick, I'm guessing you don't want any silver filigree, huh?
Oh, no, you can do it. I think I'd look bitchin'. Silver-capped jester.
Well, here's the thing. Because it's a unique item and I can already choose between fire and dark with it, would that mean it gives it the light damage option to choose from?
Yes, I would.
Oh, then I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the iron cap at least for to upgrade my cauldron.
You're casting your cauldron in iron.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to season it.
There's always seasoning.
Well, now I'm imagining using dragon's fire to season cast iron skillets and pots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have. Ina's gonna buy the silver filigree to add to his elegant rapier.
Mm-hmm.
That's more cost effective than buying the weapon outright. Actually, it's pretty similar. I think it's still more cost effective.
Yeah.
And maybe the
Silver filigree on the pot would make it a light cauldron, which is kind of a hilarious
I can
idea.
actually bring the silver filigree's price down to 10,000. Now that I think about it, it shouldn't be equal in price to the silver saber.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll make that a little more cost effective for you.
1,000 for the silver filigree.
Yep.
Okay.
If you already have something on your weapon, would that take that off?
No, we'll add to it.
Okay.
I have no problem with stacking armor upgrades.
I'll also get the silver filigree then.
There's a fun in building your ultimate weapon.
Yeah, there is.
Hey, my cauldron is better. I'll invest
Also,
in
most of you have such weird ass fucking weapons to work from. It feels like it makes more sense to dole out upgrades than necessarily give you replacement weapons because, like, I don't know if I can justify every town having a unique pot to beat people with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or something to put on a unicorn's horn. Like, it's like, realistically, that's pretty fucking silly.
Yeah.
It might be slightly too silly for me.
Yeah, you know, classic JRPGs where everyone has their iconic weapon, and you just keep finding new versions of this. It's like, how common is it that you find military-grade sports balls?
I mean, I am split because I do genuinely love, like, in Final Fantasy IX, when you find, like, new spoons for Quina in the weapon shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, like sports balls. That's Final Fantasy X with Waka's equipment.
Yeah.
And then, Persona with, was it 3 or 4 with the guy who uses shields and then just gets a steel chair for one of them?
Well, he begins with a chair. A chair is his first
That's right.
weapon, and he eventually upgrades to shields, but there's a couple other wacky ones thrown in there. At least with that one, it makes sense because you're getting your weapons not from a weapon shop, but from specifically a junk shop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it fits the character, too. He'd definitely just haul off and start hitting people with his chair.
Fucking love you, Kanji Tatsumi, one of the best characters of all time.
Getting myself that silver filigree plate mail will be effective.
Yeah, so the silver filigree plate mail, what do we have to do to be able to use it?
Well, the smithies are like, so glad you asked. Over in the next district, there is the training grounds where you can go and learn how to put on plate mail armor and effectively act inside of it. It takes a little getting used to, but you'll actually accustom to it quicker than you think.
If I buy that and the silver filigree, I'm gonna wipe myself out.
Yeah, but I think it's worth it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the silver filigree plate mail too.
Hell yeah, bling yourself out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it. That's what you do in RPGs. You get to the new town, you bleed yourself out of money.
Who needs money?
Yeah.
You'll have options to get more if you roll some fucking random encounters.
Yeah, I think I am, though, going to go back and get the silver chainmail, because that's...
Warrior
silver
speed.
filigree plate mail, I don't think I can... Well, I get a better magic defense with the chainmail than I do the plate mail.
Yeah, get the stuff that works for your character.
Yeah, although that resistance to physical damage is very tempting.
I mean, if you got a one-handed weapon, you could just buy a shield.
I do. I have the healer shield from one of the previous places.
Yeah, there's a kite shield here that gives resistance to physical damage.
Yeah, but I like the shield I have. You've given me some very good stuff so far.
It's true.
This thing.
Despite trying to restrain myself this time, I just can't help but load you with prizes.
Like, oh, actually, could I ask if they could iron cap it
Oh yeah, they absolutely could.
to add the physical defense?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'll spend the 800 for that.
Mhm.
Because I picture the healer shield as like a classic Viking shield where it's mostly wood.
Yeah.
Get that iron boss in the middle.
Still have the regular iron shield, which gives some extra defense against fairies too. So.
I didn't specify it on all of these, but like anything that says iron in it is going to be useful against fairies when we come up against them, specifically trolls. And anything that has silver in it is gonna be useful when you're facing any sort of werewolves or vampires or what have you.
Yeah, there's a reason why Ida's not picking anything iron. It's like,
I
No,
would
thanks.
say that's a hidden property of these weapons at the moment, because your characters don't know about those weaknesses quite yet. They're not
Oh.
exactly common knowledge.
I think
I mean, if you're a
Aiden and,
fairy, you'll
Grum
know that
do.
a lot of fairies are weak to iron, but you might not know yet that silver is strong against werewolves.
I just think it looks nice at this point. Also, I just need to get some more money and then I'll iron cap the thing too.
Mm-hmm. Hell
Just
yeah.
gonna stack shit on this fucking weapon. I did not pull the
Gonna look
spine out of a
badass.
guy to throw it away. This is my spine.
Spine. Once was yours, now is mine.
Spine, spine, spine. It was yours, but now it is mine. Honor the memory of Oreobot. If I find that you have not, remember the spine song.
Wait, that's where it comes from?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oreobot! No!
Can you hear the basset losing his mind?
A little bit.
Oh, now he stopped barking.
I heard some squeaking before he stopped.
Light.
Yeah, multiple people have been gone for the weekend and they're starting to get home and all the dogs are like, "Where have you? You abandoned us!"
They were gone for a long time in dog years.
Yep.
Okay, I got my equipment sorted. Wait, Glowing Dawn is picking a saber. Are you dexterous enough to use the sword in your awful little man hands?
I have plenty of teeth. I can hold the handle in my mouth.
Okay. I just needed to know the visual.
It's like
I
Glowing
am-
Dawn is also Sanji.
Yep.
Wait, isn't it Zoro who uses the sword?
Oh wait, yeah, fuck, holy Christ, I'm a bad One Piece man.
I
Listen.
wasn't gonna correct.
They're entangled in eternal embrace in my mind, okay?
It's tangled in eternal embrace, you say?
Yeah.
I meant that exactly how it sounded, thank you very much.
Look, two shonen rivals. The homosexuality is inevitable.
Let me
the
be
way
clear,
Sanji acts
Sanji
around
and Zoro
women-
are going to fuck.
He does seem to overcompensate with how he reacts to women. Sanji, I mean.
Like, those two have some Akane and Ranma shit going on, okay? Anyway, the stables. In the stables, you find what the stable masters are training the horses to move with, what looks to be, like, At first, like they've got blankets draped over the horses, but then you realize the blankets are actually padded armor with some metal plates around the chest area and the back to protect some of the more fleshy bits of the horse. Essentially, the horses are being prepared to be armored, which again is a thing that no one has done in Geatland, as far as any of you know.
Yeah.
Generally, the horses that ride into battle are just kind of expected to,
Yeah.
roll the dice.
Yeah. Okay, Nora is punching out early, so I have to go get her right now, so I will be back.
All right.
Grum
Just assume that
curiously-
I'm doing stuff.
Mhm. It's a good thing you're playing a character who is antisocial. That is my excuse for when I'm quiet during certain games. But Grum observes this very curious behavior, and a thought occurs to him. Do horse go to Valhalla?
Are you
One of the
asking me
stable
that?
boys stops and goes, "That's a serious fucking question, mate. I like to think the horses get to go to Valhalla when they die in glorious combat. Because we're going to need to ride something when we're up there. On the other hand, I don't think I've seen horses kill that many people. And if they aren't killing people on the battlefield, then they're just sort of innocent bystanders in a way, isn't it?"
Well, you'd be surprised how many people I've seen after cleaning up battlefields look to have been just trampled to death by the charging horses, so it might happen more than you think.
"I've seen a horse kill a man on a battlefield," says another stable hand. "I was out fighting once when I was a lad. The war horse broke free, its lord was dead. It opened its jaws and just began biting. Chewed a man's face right off before going to the next. Killed 15 men before the arrows brought it down. That horse is in Valhalla. Killing
Yeah, the
more
cousins get a
people."
little weird.
Your cousins?
Stable hand looks at you. "You're not a horse. You're a unicorn." "Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was a goat."
This is true, and they're kind of distant cousins. But aren't all cousins a little weird?
That's true. I have a cousin who doesn't like pickled herring.
Very strange cousin indeed.
It's very weird.
Very weird.
I like pickling.
But you know, it is what it is, I suppose.
Do you think bees go to Valhalla when they die?
Oh, 100%. Well, no, I don't think it's Valhalla. What's the other one? Sorry, I don't know all the human death realms.
Niflheim?
No, not Niflheim, not that one. The other one. What's her name runs it?
Oh! It's
Horses
like,
go to hell, yes.
It's like the GM's gonna have to look at his notes, because he had that written down at one point.
What do you think I was poking?
You piece of shit. Sesrumnir, you fucker.
That's from me. Yeah, the one, the one that, like, has all them fields and everything. That's where the bees go.
Oh, Folkvanger.
Volkvanger's the field, Sesrumnir is the hall.
Mm.
Yeah, the bees go to the fields.
Oh, that's nice for the bees. Floating around in the fields, making honey, to making the wine. Oh, I could use a good cup of mead right now. You're working. Yeah. Yeah. You guys looking to get barding for your horses?
Looks down at Glowing Dawn. Does he count?
I don't think I count, mate.
No, we can
You
make
have-
boating for you. You're basically the size of a pony. A little pony, but a pony.
Your body plan matches their expertise.
No, I mean, if you guys don't mind, I'd appreciate it. It's really hard to find people who can work on horses. You know, like on my body form. You know what I mean?
I have pony armor right here. I made it for a little pony. I was going to put a small child on so that the child could go to Valhalla, but for you, I could sell it.
You have to buy it now, otherwise the child is going into Valhalla.
I'm loving stable hand Peter Lorre.
Well, what
It's a
what are we
German
talking?
accent. I'm defaulting the British so often. I'm gonna try to throw some Germans in there.
All right. How much are we talking here?
It's plate mail armor, but for horses. So essentially, what the plate mail armor costs.
I see. I see. You know what? I will take it up then.
Here you go. I'll just send the child to Valhalla a different way.
Hmm.
Are you alright?
So,
No, I'm quite disturbed.
so I've heard, and this is just a rumor I've heard because I don't know human things very well. But I've heard that if you send a child to a wizard, they will defeat the wizard and gain power.
I could send the child to kill Mage Max. Yes, a great idea. I will give him a knife and send him out at night.
Well, you just gave Mage Max an apprentice.
It would be better for the child.
Incredible.
I see.
Well, he's
None of this is kosher.
the Mage Max is over in Big Boon Hill's place. So
Quite a ways to go. I shall give him 2 knives.
are we gonna
And you
have to adopt this child? I'm saying this as a player.
No, I'm pretty sure you set up Mage Max to adopt this child.
Like it.
Every campaign, we need to transport a child at least once.
The number of times I forced you to do it in Currents of War is pretty fucking ridiculous. I realized towards the end, I was like, I made them rescue a lot of little girls.
As if children are like the most vulnerable people in a war.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah.
But let us move on then.
I'd like
The
to, except
Lord.
Scala left. You know what? The gate's open. You can go to the training grounds if you'd like.
Yeah. Very well.
You can go ahead and spend an hour here to learn how to put on plate mail armor.
Will do.
Anything special or just learning to
Oh,
do it?
I needed to make this comment. As soon as we're out of earshot of the stables,
I like horses. Not much else will fill me up.
So like a lot of it is like showing methods of how to get all the straps on when you're doing it by yourself. They recommend getting up another person to help you because it just makes the process go faster. And then talking about the proper way to put things on, so you don't put your van braces on backwards or other silly mistakes. Assembling it correctly so that you have good range of movement while still being well protected. All in all, a lot more intuitive than you'd think.
Craftsmanship of this is excellent.
Yes, our Our Lord is incredibly good at designing armor and wall defenses. And figuring out how to keep everyone within a set of walls alive for a prolonged period of time without combat.
People don't seem too pleased with that.
Generally, if you live longer, you get to eat more.
It just feels counterintuitive when you're in a culture that's really focused on preparing for the end of the world to instead focus so much on staying alive in this one as much as possible. This is the GM saying to the audience that apocalypse cults are bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking into the into the camera. I'm like,
Hmm.
you can't prove it's allegory. But yeah, Grum finally is like,
Nobody seems to particularly like the fact that the Iron Lord has kept them alive, full of many strange ideas. So, where'd he come from? If he is so unusual.
The night training's like, originally Lord von Teuton was the ruler of this estate, and he was set to be inherited by his firstborn son, and should his firstborn son die in glorious combat before that day arise, his secondborn son would take over. The problem is the three of them ran off into battle as soon as the war with Mediterra came out and did not come back alive. So the third son took over the estate, and he bites his tongue. He's always been a strange one. Saidao. A good kid, a sharp kid, but just he didn't have that proper Geatish bloodlust, you know?
Seems
I'll
as
take
if
your
you
word at it.
benefited from that, though.
The trainer stops and thinks. He says, It's heretical to admit, but..." And he looks around. Yes? A lot of us don't want to say it out loud, but we're happy that we didn't die and leave our families bereft during the war, especially when so many people did. And that's not how we're supposed to view things, of course. Dying in war is a great honor and what every Geat lives for, but I get to see my kids grow up, so it's
Oops, I was
It's-
muted.
a very weird thing.
I would argue something, though. I have buried many, both the honorable and unhonorable dead. And during this war, the deaths that the Mediterraneans inflicted upon us, there was little honor in it. They fight for war and conquest, not glory and honor like a good Geatish person would.
Well, there is no doubt that the Mediterraneans have no honor and will not see the halls of Valhalla, no matter how many of them died in combat. And while it is somewhat hypocritical of me to critique that, given that I have not died honorably in combat, he stops and he thinks for a moment. One time, when the war was still going, I went to the Iron Lord and I asked him why we weren't sending people outside the wall to kill more of the bastards in person and make their way to Valhalla, and he raged at me about it. Can you imagine? He said the most heretical thing. He said, "Why on earth should we care about Ragnarok when Ragnarok might not come tomorrow or within our lifetime or our children's lifetime or our children's children's lifetimes? Why care about something so distant when the here and now matters? When there's a future to be secured for the people who are currently alive?" And as crazy as it was, in the moment, it made sense.
Hmm.
Well, you must forgive me, for I am not of Geatland, but I would agree that it makes sense.
You've got a Bretonch accent. Are you Anglo-Sax?
That is correct. I hail from...
Yeah, you got it.
Not Bretonch.
Oh, fuck, what did we end up calling it?
Bretonch is
I
correct.
heard Shire yet.
Yeah.
Ah.
Fordshire,
Fordshire.
I think.
Fordshire.
Yeah.
Fordshire, yes.
Alright, neighbors to the direct south. So, I heard that you all, those of you that do worship the Aesir, worship it a little bit differently.
Yes, that is correct.
It is a strange thing to prepare for war looking to keep as many people alive as possible rather than ensure as much glory is had.
Well, I can tell you that I've had my opportunity to obtain glory in war, and I'm not sure what good it has done me, at least in this life.
Soldier nods. Well. Then, may this armor do you good and prevent you from needing to take any more lives than necessary.
Thank you.
And with that, everyone who needs to be is trained in plate mail armor. Woo!
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, there we are.
Perfect
Welcome back.
timing.
What happened?
So, to clarify, is the Iron Lord the father who lost all of his sons, or is he one of
He's
the
the
sons?
third son.
Okay.
In general, in like old-timey medieval styles of inheritance, a third son was considered a mostly unnecessary backup.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of noble houses, the first son is the main inheritor, and you groom them in particular to take up the role of inheritancy. The second son, you might send to the church to ensure that you have one kept safe, so that you can call them back.
Yeah.
To run the estate should the second son die, and make sure they have an education, some level of worldliness. And then the third one, I mean, if a really bad case scenario happens, it's good to have one around, I guess. But like, that's the one you can send to the military, or just otherwise treat as expendable. And then after that, it just gets worse and worse. Which is why like there's a whole superstition about seventh sons, because like, in real life, if you were the seventh son of a family, you were pretty much fucked. You weren't getting shit. So the whole idea of the seventh son of a seventh son being a luck child is sort of like, here's your consolation prize. You didn't get shit of all the kids of your father who else didn't get shit, but maybe fortune will think that you're lucky. So this was the third son, not expected to inherit the throne, not expected to amount to anything, kind of left to their own devices, and by the accounts of the others, always kind of an odd duck for Geatland's culture. And then, during a time of crisis, the father and the two older sons went off to find glory in war, and found it quite lethally, leaving the weirdo black sheep of the family to run things in his stead.
It's like seeing both his older brothers die in war might have colored his opinion on how to run things.
Mm-hmm.
How about we go hit him up now?
Well, since we're already here, let's look at the metal refinery too. There's not a whole lot going on there, but I do want to mention it. The big thing you find here is that this is where the various ores mined by the Iron Lord's mine are collected and made into usable ingots. And there's two main metals the mine produces. One is iron, which obviously has been made use of quite a bit. And then the other, which you see in very large amounts, is silver. There are many silver ingots. One of the workers will explain that before the war, they would use the iron to make weapons and things, and they would sell the ingots to help increase the wealth and the enterprise here. But since the War of Conquest, not a lot of buyers have been around for the silver ingots, so they just have this giant, kind of useless stockpile of silver that they're just waiting for things to cool down a bit so they can sell it.
That that least valuable of metals in a fantasy world, silver.
I mean, it's extremely valuable in commerce. It's considered kind of a waste to use it in like weapons and things, because of its value. It's much better to sell to rich people so they can hoard it.
Yep. Silver was very valuable for keep purposes of currency and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And for tableware, because they thought it purified poisons.
Yep. And that is one thing that Aiden in particular you would know. Silver does have a history of being used in funerary rites as a way to try and ward off spirits rising from the grave.
It is a sacred metal.
Yeah, and because Aiden would probably know about the whole coins on the ice from Mediterranean deaths, right? Burials.
Yep.
They would use silver, right? Or just that coin.
I'm gonna say I think that what metal you use for the coin depends on the rank you have. I feel like most peasants use copper.
Makes sense.
But silver would be used by the rich to ensure that Karen gives them a good ride. Make sure that your loved ones travel in first class rather than economy.
Yeah, Greek and Roman civilization, silver coins were the staple of the economy.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I learned, because they mined so much silver. That's how they got so much lead, because you get lead from silver mining.
Now, if we were in what is the Irish region of Mediterranean called again? The Celtic.
Celtic.
Yeah, Celtic. We would know about Nawada Silverhand, which is badass prosthetic.
Yeah. But that's basically the entire state of the Iron Lord, and good thing, because you see a messenger in a nice herald livery, flag you down, say, the Iron Lord is ready to see you now.
Okay.
And you are led to the gated off grounds that serve as the Iron Lord's estate. Next to this, fairly large building is a beautiful, lush garden. And in that garden is some sort of freakish half lion, half eagle thing.
My word.
A chimera
It
from
looks-
Terra.
It looks at you all. It cocks its head and then lets out a shrill red-tailed hawk shriek because, yeah,
No eagle
eagles
troops.
aren't allowed to voice themselves in film.
It's because
Much
they
like
sound
Audrey Hepburn
like
isn't allowed.
fucking Muppets.
Yeah, much like Audrey Hepburn isn't allowed to sing for herself, eagles aren't allowed to voice themselves. And as the bird lion spreads its wings and lowers down on its taloned forelimbs and lets loose another screech, a man clad in armor emerges from the estate. "Whoa there, Resvelgriff! They're friends!" The griffin scowls before looking to the knight, trotting up to them and nuzzling them a bit with its beak. Sorry, she's protective. So, emissaries from Mage Max and Big Brunhild. I think we must have quite a deal to discuss. Would you like to come inside?
I wouldn't
Yes, we
mind.
would.
Sure.
Once again, Grum contemplates what a chimera tastes like if the flavors are blended throughout the body or if the flavors are isolated. Does it only
Right.
taste like chicken on the bird part?
And where's the transition?
We shall find out.
You enter the Iron Lord's estate, and the first thing you notice is that while it's well maintained, it is also lived in to a degree that the houses of nobility normally aren't. I suppose mainly Tyne would notice this, since the rest of you probably, maybe Iden as well, probably aren't that familiar with nobility in the human and fairy mindset, but like, everything's kept well, but like, there are a lot of scuffs on the floor that there normally wouldn't be. There's like some wear and tear on the furniture, just from not from like it being abused or anything, but just from it being used a lot more than rich people generally tend to do with their furniture. Unlike a lot of big cavernous rich people homes, this one feels very lived in, which is odd. He sees you noticing this, and he stops. Says, I apologize for the condition of the estate. During the war, we were a little short on living space, so I did have to welcome several people into the guest rooms here. When funds are less tight, we would like to replace some of the furniture, get it back up to noble standard.
Is not caring for your people something noble?
Well, noble in the sort of virtue sense. This level of care, I think, is considered untoward by many members of nobility.
I suppose.
You don't have to worry with us. We are not nobility. I'd much rather know that you value the lives of your people than the integrity of your furniture.
A sumptuous estate.
Yeah, and he leads you to a dining hall. Please sit. Is there something you would like to eat? We don't have a very diverse larder, but we have some meat and vegetables.
Anything that isn't a bother.
Vegetables.
Right. I will ask the cook to make something filling. He steps away for a second and comes back. and sits down at the table, removes the gauntlets on his hands, briefly tense his fingers before feeling weird about that and tapping his fingers on the table for a moment, saying, "So, I'm guessing you have some news that I'm not looking forward to."
Can't judge whether or not you are looking forward to until we tell you. So, item gestures for anyone who wants to fill the beans.
We are here on behalf of Mage Max and Big Brunhild, hoping that you could form an alliance with us.
We've already gotten the Queen of Smiles to agree to be the Duchess of Smiles under her name, or under her banner.
The Iron Lord is quiet for a moment. He sort of lowers his head, which is, his face is obscured by the very big helm that he's wearing. He raises one of his hands to sort of hold onto his chin as he thinks. Alright, yep, not the answer I was hoping, but it does make sense. Big Brunhild definitely has a better claim, and I know I didn't argue my side very well. Am I allowed to name some conditions?
This isn't a hostage negotiation. I don't see why not.
He drums his fingers on the table a bit. I would like to maintain a position. It doesn't have to be a lordship, but I would like to work in some capacity to resource management and in invention. Mediterra was technologically superior to us on most fronts, and that was one of their greatest strengths, beyond all the monsters they brought with them and the sheer number of their forces. If we could surpass them on the technological front, that would be an advantage we could use, and I think I have some ideas that can push us there.
Well, judging by the quality of your armor, and she's going to gesture that she's wearing some, I don't think that would be too off the table.
It
Right.
is in part why we were hoping to discuss with you as soon as possible.
Right. Good. Good. He drums his fingers on the table a bit.
You see what I sent you, Bill? In the item chat.
Did you get what I sent you? See that thing I
Get
sent
that thing I sent you?
I'll say what you do notice about the hands once the gauntlets are off. The gauntlets do seem to have been made to make the Iron Lord look a little bit bigger, and you can imagine that the rest of the armor probably does the same.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
It will be difficult breaking this news to my followers that we are surrendering, but I think a lot of them expected that anyway, so it will be fine.
Not
And-
surrender. Join fight against Centurion.
It's not a
You
surrender.
can feel the unease of his smile. I can try to sell it like that, but I do not think history has shown me that's not how it will be read.
Oh, may I ask? You were competing, of course, for the position that it appears Mage Max has settled in with Big Brunhild. What drew you to that?
I don't know where it thinks for a moment. Not a single lord in this land thought to use their fortress like a fortress. They all kept their supplies behind the walls and all that, but they sent their warriors out of the walls to fight. And that's... Well, you're Britannia, I can just say it. That's stupid. It's incredibly stupid. Geats fight stupid. We were under attack. We were in a defensive position. The intelligent thing to do with a defensive position is take as many resources as you can into that position and protect them with everything you have. That means, for longevity, you want to keep your warriors alive as long as possible, and that's what the walls are for. And they kept sending people outside the walls!
And none of your brothers listen to you, is it?
They ran out of the walls to go join the big army to fight them on the fields, where they were outnumbered, and they came back in boxes.
I didn't just go. All three of them?
My father, my older brother, my second older brother, they all came back dead. I buried them. We have so many very brave, very courageous, very good-intentioned people in this land, and they're all dumb as a sack of hammers.
They are not sharp in that way, no.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it's been something I've noticed.
And so, I didn't think I had a very good shot at this, to be quite frank. I know I am not a popular lord, not even amongst my own subjects. I understand that, and I understand that I've never really fit what a Geat is supposed to be, and I know that. I have internalized that. I am not a good, strong, valiant Geat, but the one thing I do is I think, and I think all the time, and I know that we could have fought better in this war if we fought less like Geats and more like people who were being invaded.
Your insight will be very useful for Big Brunhild's new, what is it, dynasty?
Kingdom, I think, is what you call a place ruled by a king.
Or a queendom, I suppose, in this case.
Queendom.
Rum strokes his chin.
You are perhaps an odd duck, but maybe that is because you are a swan.
I don't... Alright, I've heard good things about Big Brunhild. I've heard that she has saved a lot of lives, and he sighs and sort of sinks into his chair. I do worry that I didn't save as many as I could have. And that is something that no amount of pragmatism can really cover, I think. It's possible we could have taken in more refugees. The walls could have protected more people. I understand that, and I think that's a valid criticism, and we do need a popular candidate. We need someone that the people can rally behind, and I knew all along it wasn't going to be me.
Well, think of this. Every ruler needs somebody who has a solid, calm, rational head on their shoulders if they're going to get anywhere. You are our second choice.
Right, then I swear fealty, I bend the knee, I'll need to send some messenger birds out for the knights I've sent out to scout for Mage Max, tell them to come back.
I do have to commend your knights, by the way. They were
Oh?
notably more polite about it than any of the others that we came across.
Oh, good. I figured if it wasn't going to me, then at the very least, Mage Max would be smart enough to pick someone who was decent. And there were decent options.
We must make sure to commend Trigiv. He is the one who sent us here.
Yes.
I will do so. I knew I recognized that seal. Good man, Trigiv. Are he and his squad well?
Sadly, he was the last survivor.
Ice Queen.
Aceford has fallen, but he helped us evacuate those we could.
The Iron Lord, freezes when you say Haysford has fallen. His finger drumming gets really rapid, and you hear him sort of panting beneath the armor before finally he takes off the helm. And yeah, there's a lot of padding underneath the armor. He's kind of a wiry guy when you look at him beneath it all. You're saying Haysford, the biggest producer of food in our entire land, has been destroyed?
Unfortunately, it has become an iceberg upon land.
He grows very wide-eyed, and he's like, okay.
Tell your watch to be wary of blizzards across on the horizon.
Then we really need to start pulling things together. We cannot be dealing with this conflict because there's going to be a famine.
Yes.
That is my thought as to why we should recruit Lord Landkraken. Imports will be crucial.
That's smart. He's got control. He's got great ties with trade. We could get him on board. We could form a line across Skeetland between us, Duchess of Smiles, and Big Brunhild. That's smart. That's a smart choice. Mage Max chose well. I knew he would. And then he smiles a little sheepishly. He's like, I've always wanted to meet Mage Max in person. When I was young, my father came home with Presvelgriff as a I guess a cub is what you would call him at the time. Just a little tiny thing. It was a gift from Mage Max, and father told me to take care of it because he didn't really want the thing. And I always kind of wished that I was a wizard. I was going to say that word spread really fast, and that wasn't a slip of the tongue.
Mage Max says you can be. Just need to learn, read books.
What is the griffin's name?
Presvelgriff.
Resbelgriff, it must be a sibling to Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Does he eat horses and horse-like things? I didn't want to ask him at face value first, but I figured.
He is oddly fond of horse meat. It is sort of his preference.
Okay, that's what I expected.
But
We're gonna have
we mainly tried to feed him with cattle and goats because the horses are valuable to us.
I just realized we're gonna have to get one of those anti-coyote spike vests that you get dogs, but for glowing dawn.
So Dragon Slayer armor for.
Yeah, exactly.
We won the Duchess of Smiles' allegiance through combat. Have you perhaps considered that as an option to sell this to your people?
He thinks about it. If I had more of a reputation for fighting, that might work. I think if I fought you all and very publicly lost, it would probably just establish me as exactly who they think I am.
I see.
It's fine. They will be glad to serve Big Brunhild, and as am I.
Plus, it means you get more time to tinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did have a point about the technological level being so one-sided during this war. I think that's a gap that you should fill.
And
We have the
actually,
material to do it. We have plenty of iron, more silver than we currently know what to do with, but I'm sure trade will eventually pick up.
you may be surprised, but we actually, I think there's someone under the Queen or the Duchess of Smiles command that you'll be quite interested in meeting. Somewhat of a mad gnome inventor himself.
Gnomishcraft is very good. It's sometimes hard to get the hang of, but it's good. I've always wanted to meet a goblin inventor. I've heard that they make very intricate machines.
Well, we don't know about a goblin inventor, but we've met a goblin snake charmer.
Perhaps if we find him again, he'll know. She'll? Was it
Chill.
she'll? Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. I didn't try to make a Grouse Gropey's accent feminine at all, so
Just two wires crossed into my brain, that was all.
this will work. This will be good.
Well, I guess welcome into our alliance then.
Yeah, good.
You are quite flummoxed by the prospect of approaching your warriors.
It's just been this has all been a lot to deal with. It's been a lot to deal with for a while. But this is good. I think it'll
Well,
be exactly what the people want.
well, if any of your warriors protest, I could sit on them.
That would be very entertaining to see.
Some of them want to go to Valhalla real bad. I could send them there real quick if they want. But, as many of your warriors are bummed to not die in battle, they're also grateful to see their children grow.
Indeed, the impact of what you have done for your people may be felt in the generations to come.
He smiles, nods, takes the helm, and puts it back on. Thank you for considering my feelings in all of this. I'll get on the crystal ball, and as he starts talking about plans,
Oh boy.
there is a wolf howl in the distance, followed by another, and another, and another, and another, and another.
Oh, it's that fuck.
The Iron Lord goes up to the castle walls.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit.
And finds massive packs of wolves. Or at least they look like wolves at first, but the men riding on the backs of the ones in front, as well as the ones that leap up onto their hind legs and stand tall like men behind them, really show that it's not exactly wolves at the gates so much as werewolves.
Evil wolves!
And sieging the front gate in particular is none other than Wolftooth. One of the other warlords of note. Wolftooth howls. I am gravely disappointed to hear that Mage Max was taken so far from my territory. But I have no quarrel with you, Iron Lord, when the prize is still to be taken. Holding up in your little fort like a coward, hoarding your precious iron to make trinkets and toys, you're no threat to me. So I will give you this offer of peace, for we all know how the Lord of Iron prefers submitting to honeyed words instead of fighting like a geat. Give me the fools who helped the mage escape, and arm my dogs of war with your iron toys, and I will leave you to your sad life hiding in your father's house. Refuse, and I will give you and all your followers a taste of the Fimbulwinter that will claim every Geat's life at Ragnarok. What say you, Lord of Iron? Shall we put an end to the horror, to the pain and the killing? Or must my jaws ache for your throat? Are you guys at the gate with the Iron Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
He looks to all of you, then to Wolftooth. These people have claimed the right of sacred hospitality, and I will not refuse it to them. If you think your mutts can make their way up my castle, go ahead and send them. Sacred hospitality. There's nothing sacred to me. Yes, that is very much why people hate you. Oh, and you're so beloved, the great coward? As a general rule, people prefer a coward to a craven.
Or a cannibal. Well, the accent started to affect me there.
You know, it's a funny thing being a werewolf. We don't die, not really. All it takes is the light of the moon to raise us from our shallow graves to kill and hunt again. Nothing ends us for good. So try and endure us. But we are an army that never dwindles, a hunger that never ends. And you will all be bones in our jaws before morning. And with that, we've got a very, very large fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are manning the walls. The wolves are trying to scale the walls. Now, on the plus side, you've got very nice fortified positions. You have these beautiful ballistas that the Iron Lord has made, as well as soldiers of the Iron Lord and Hresvelgriff himself at your beck and call. I'm going to put these in the loot box, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's make that look nicer. There we go. So the Iron Lord and Hresvelgriff have actual stats because they are, named characters.
Oh, is this a villain?
The various
fabulous point?
ranks of soldier. Oh yeah, you get a fabulous point. This is a villain. Technically, you get 2 because up until the Iron Lord surrendered, he was classified as a villain,
Okay, I'll take it.
Sure. Yeah.
mechanically speaking. The Iron Lord and Hresvelgriff can go ahead and fight like a full on enemy, or ally, I suppose. Soldiers of ranks 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna do this as basically like a simple math rule. Like a rank 1 soldier can take out a rank 1 soldier on the opposing side. Rank 2 soldier can take out a rank 2 or 1 soldier, and rank 3s can take out fellow rank 3s. Makes it nice and easy. And then you have the ballistas on each tower, which can do 80 damage to 3 targets per turn.
Neat. Oh, TT.
Yes, sir?
Does Ida know about werewolf weaknesses since she has a personal and professional hatred for them?
I would say you don't know specifically about werewolf weaknesses because weaknesses of monsters aren't known that well enough. You do know that silver is said to purify evil spirits.
Okay,
And while you haven't tested it yourself, werewolves are generally considered to be some form of evil spirit.
yeah, and especially with what you're saying about coming back under the moonlight. But Aiden does know. She kind of tells the rest. Remember, they seem to be the ones we encountered on the road were weak to light.
As the battle begins to commence, there's 2 more things I have to do. Gotta move a character up into position. The Wolftooth takes on his werewolf form, and then the trees shake.
Oh.
Oh,
As Wolftooth's great beast of war emerges from the tree line, a massive Fenris brood wolf. And Wolftooth, in his horrific werewolf form, gives out a throaty chuckle and says, "This is Star Glutton, child of the Moon Eater, grandchild of the Fenris wolf herself." Fenris is a boy. They can't all be girls. Or can they? So this is Star Glutton, grandchild of Fenris, somehow subservient to Wolftooth. And that's probably the biggest threat to you today.
looks like
Go
an
ahead and
ancestor of
position
the
yourselves
Ravening
wherever
Beast.
you would like to be. Well, the Ravening Beast was part Fenris brood wolf
Yeah.
and part werewolf, so yeah, there's some intentional similarities there.
I think wants to be on the main gate because she hates Wolftooth so much.
Mm-hmm.
Grum is going to look too. He's like,
Oil. Lots of oil.
They've got the boiling oil ready.
he sets down his cauldron.
Fill. On.
Let's get our boss music on, and I think we're all set. Let's go.
Oh, is that a secondary villain? I think-
Yeah, you know what? I say we'll count the War Beast of Wolftooth as a secondary villain.
Alright.
Delicious, fabulous points.
We might need them.
Yeah. What's this one from?
This is from Persona 4. I haven't
That's
used
what
a
I-
lot of Persona 4 music in these campaigns yet, and I was like, it's got a rock and roll vibe that feels sort of appropriate.
I knew I recognized. I was like, wait, I know this. I fought things to this music before.
Oh, shall we show the close-ups in the art room of all the wolf warriors?
Yeah, I should put all the warriors we've met so far in the art room. Okay. Let's do the rest of the Iron Lord's gang. And then all of Wolftooth's weirdos.
I'm very proud of how the wolves turned out.
Yeah, they turned out nice and fucked up.
At the bottom
alright.
right, werewolf with just the human fingers is just. That's always a good touch. It's just like not even claws. It's just human fingers.
Fingies.
The werewolves, the wolf riders start scaling the walls, using their nasty werewolfism. Oh, there's 2 glowing dawns on here.
Oh, is there 2? Sorry.
Glowing Dawn's duplication power.
Cloning ability activate.
Cloning Dawn.
Okay.
We might have clustered up too much here.
Oh, it's alright. We got lots of guys.
Oh, that's a problem. That's the civilian area.
Oh, all those years of putting civilian areas on maps, and now I'm finally using it against you. You thought I was just doing that because my brain was like, there's gotta be a place for normal people to live.
No, I knew.
But
what
no!
you were doing.
I'm a bastard! Alright, I feel like that's enough guys to launch to the sortie.
Do we roll initiative or are we just?
I'm gonna there's so many guys in the field. I'm gonna let you decide who you're going after, and control the ballistas while I control the minor soldiers and things.
I think Iden wants to go over here to try protecting the civilian area.
Smart idea.
Go
You
right
fly,
ahead.
you can get there sooner.
I'm gonna go after these help over here because we don't want them to take out one of those ballistas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyne's gonna help with the ballista over here.
Smart move.
I think I'm gonna help out with the ballista over here as well. Unless if Varlo takes care of it, then I'll aim for those guys.
Iron Lord might go for them.
Yeah. If I mean it's his house, so he can do it. He's gonna take this ballista and fire at these 3 wolf guys right here, just to take them out immediately. Which is the ballista's turn. And then that leaves it for these 2 guys to kill these guys on the wall. Easy peasy. Wall's defended on that side. Hopefully this isn't too boring. It's a fun experiment.
No, yeah.
So, because I don't want to use up all my MP first, can I just smack one of them while telling
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
guys to, while telling the 2 groups here to fire on who's left on up here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So because of my Starlight Cloak and I'm using light damage, this gets an extra 5.
Nice.
Wait, that's an extra 5 damage.
Nice. That's enough to... Let's see, 5 plus 15 is 20. That's that's enough. You killed him!
Because if they're vulnerable to light, that mean or silver, that means 40 damage.
Yep. Okay. These guys kill 2 wolves. This guy fires his ballista and kills these 3. These 3 guys get up on the wall. This guy goes out and kills this wolf. This guy turns the ballista and kills these 3 bigger wolves. There we go. That's that flank. Alright.
Since I used the laughing stick, can I just look at it after killing this werewolf and be like, so, do you think that was gonna get up like the big one bragged about?
Sorry, I can't hear the music. What?
It's just, she's asking the stick, it's like, so, do you think that werewolf will get back up like the big one was blustering about?
Well, you did kill it with silver and holy radiance, so I think you're actually gonna make that one fucking dead.
Oh, silver is a weakness. Good to know.
Whoops, loose lips sink ships.
Could I then yell that then?
Yeah.
And she'll just yell, silver kills the beast.
Good to know.
The blacksmiths overhear that and begin passing out silver weapons.
Excellent.
Alright, this werewolf definitely
Get fucked,
made a
dog
bad
boy.
choice.
Yeah, there's only 2 factions Aiden kind of has contempt for, and this is the one she hates the most.
Yep.
Completely understandable. He eats babies.
The rest of you heroes get to go too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this wolf in front of me.
Hell yeah.
It's light and silver, so if that hits.
Yeah, that hits. And obliterates him. Where are you, Vala?
Right over here.
Okay, yeah, right there in the tower. Gotcha.
And then I'm going to ask this guy to turn and shoot the 3 here.
Yep. He does so. And, big spear guy kills 1 guy. This guy goes out and kills 1 werewolf. And he's gonna hop down and kill this other werewolf. Well, no, let's leave something for Tyne. Unless Tyne has a ranged weapon, in which case he can just hit these guys down here.
No. Do the NPCs operate the... They're gonna operate that for us?
Yeah, so long as there is somebody by a ballista, it can fire regardless of whether you guys have taken a turn or not.
Okay. Yeah, Tyne will go for this guy right here.
Hell yeah. Kill him! Fuck. Yeah, you Zorro that guy. Alright. I think these 2 go over here to take out these nasty wolves. And this guy hops down here to take out this nasty wolf. This guy operates the ballista. Where do we want to aim the ballista? We can take out 3 guys.
This one?
Yeah.
Like maybe these first 3 in a diagonal.
Yeah. Get rid of little bastards.
I say target
Alright.
the big one.
There's a ballista here. Oh, that'll be eventually. Don't worry. All right. I think all the heroes have gone, more or less.
I have not, but I don't see any nearby targets.
I haven't either, but I'm out of targets as well.
Do you guys have any like buffs you can do?
Oh yeah, I got buffs. Hold on, let me pull up some stuff.
Yeah.
Checking my things. Alright, I suppose I can spend an action to discover a new recipe during the heat of combat. Let me just continue on.
Wolf stew.
Okay. I think I'm going to do a stolen time. and I'm going to specifically inflict slow upon their little leader fella over there.
Ooh, smart. Oh yeah, you slow down Wolftooth. Excellent. Bad guy turn. Level 3 werewolf goes against this level 1 warrior, kills him. Level 2 werewolf goes against this level 1, eats him. Level 2 fights this level 2 guy, eats him. Level 2 fights this level 3 guy, gets killed. Level
We're
3
down a
goes after
ballista.
this level 3 guy. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Gets him. This one goes against this level 3 guy, gets him. That ballista is not in good shape. These wolves hop the gate. Yeah, that's good. Some level 2 wolves hop up here.
I think we need to focus on taking out the level 3s.
Yeah, that seems smart.
Gets killed. 2. Yeah, just kill this one. Level 2. This guy. Level 1 gets destroyed by that knight on the wall.
Maybe Grom needs to get a silver cooking a ladle made. Max has a club.
It's all the silver kitchenware. Everything, and
Okay.
including the kitchen sink, I'm throwing at people.
Well, the plus side, these guys are dying in glorious combat now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder how they like
Peter
it.
Lorre happy.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's the
Yes.
bad guy's turn this round.
Well, looks like we need to start killing some of these bad wolves. You are indeed a bad dog.
Can we ask the Iron Lord to give us Melte attack before we
He
hit
can.
anybody?
Yes, he can, and he will.
Yay!
Does he apply that to everybody?
Yep. Well, to all the PCs.
Yeah.
So you
I
get
want
the
to get a
coordinated
swing
strike, which gives you all multi times 2. If you already have a multi attack, it just raises that multi number by 1.
Okay.
And if you have a spell that can become multi, depending on how much MP you cast it, one of those extra slots you get to do it for free.
Ooh,
So you
then
can
I'm
do
going...
3 targets for the price of 2 instead of normal.
Oh, then could I do 4 for the price of 3?
Yes.
Excellent.
Does that hit the level 3s?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not
As
the
if
big
I
boys
needed a
in this
reroll.
fight.
So 50 damage to the 3 level 3s here.
Nice. 4, don't you mean?
4, yes. And I'd tell them to take out the other 3, so that would just
Yep.
leave 1.
Obliterated. Sound kills a 2. Oh, you know what? He would have made the logic and killed the one that's it.
This
So 2
ballista.
killed the 2. And this one level guy tries to go in there and dies an honorable death.
What about this ballista? Like, you could
Hey,
have fired that.
Oh, you know what? You're right. And that guy wouldn't have died. Well, I can replace him. I have the technology. There we are. And these guys are gonna start getting on the fucking wall.
I'm swinging with that cauldron for multi-3.
Nice. Which 3 are you hitting?
He's battering away these ones with the peeled face.
Beautiful. Oh, come on.
Because you're so big and your cauldron's so big, I just picture you just sledding them off the wall.
Okay.
They may be
Time.
werewolves who are able to savage the average man, but I'm a fucking troll.
Mine's gonna try taking on these 2 over here.
Smart. Kill them. Yeah, that hits. Alright. You Zorro them quite effectively. Do you want this guy over here to just go ahead and slaughter these 3 guys?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, let's take them out. This guy's gonna hop up here, kill that guy. Take that, you werewolf asshole.
I'm gonna hit this guy. That is a critical because I am a fury. If that hits.
Fuck yeah!
What opportunity shall you take?
Oh, jeez, let me see.
I can pull it up for you.
Yes, please. Well, I'm
Yay!
killing, TT, what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna guess that this guy's dead. I'm gonna have one of our guys down here shoot these 3 level 3s if possible. And then let me see what it might.
Plot twist.
I'm looking at plot twist.
Scan. It would be good to know the traits and vulnerabilities of Wolftooth. We'll need to kill him later.
It is true.
Or maybe identify the weakness of the big one.
I do have an idea for plot twist if you pick that one.
Ooh.
I kind of want plot twist because we've never used it before, and this is a great time.
Okay.
Look to the east.
Go for it.
Um,
Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I know this theme.
Oh
as
my
the
god.
as a big commotion happens, a shadow emerges in the sky.
Holy
And
shit.
everyone loses their shit as an enormous fucking dragon flies by, roaring and breathing fire, obliterating this group of wolves before flying towards Star Glutton, who goes from being this nightmarish hell wolf to being a very scared dog.
Let them fight.
I don't think there's gonna be a fight.
Damn.
It is a
Show this.
ridiculously enormous dragon.
Holy shit.
You know, you saw Flambawend, and Flambawend was pretty big. Flambawend was like Tyrannosaurus size. This thing is a fucking flying sauropod.
God.
Yeah, it looks like the sides it could just peer over the walls. If it... without having to fly.
And we finally met the third and final roaming monster that you can run into. The Grave Dragon.
Jesus.
Boy.
There's gonna be a lot of graves after it passes.
Yeah.
It flies towards Star Glutton, who fucking hightails it out of there, and Wolftooth, realizing that this is now going to go very sour, also flies off. The werewolves fly after him, and the dragon, like a predator, roars, bellows, breathes fire in their direction, and chases. The few wolves remaining on the wall try to retreat and get slaughtered by the soldiers and Hresvelgriff on their way out. And you are briefly saved by one of the roaming threats in the region.
Oh boy.
Better than the frozen roaming threat.
Well,
Yeah.
that was
Maybe.
interesting.
Oh. Big
Whew. I know they said they had big dragons out there, but goddamn.
I heard the worm was awake, but I did not think it would come this far.
I think it was the large gathering of critters.
They were quite loud, signaled their presence.
You know of that creature?
The Iron Lord takes out a map, hid in a pocket on his fucking person because he's a fucking nerd, and points out, that there is in fact a dragon lair, reputed, in the mountains, to the west, to the west. Not super far away, but far enough away that he thought it wouldn't come this far. Generally, the crypt worm, it stays in its cave, and when it does come out, it comes out the other side of the Frosttooth Mountains. It doesn't go over here very often because there's lots of people here, but then again, there's a lot going on that side of the mountains right now, so maybe it's not feeling safe to patrol its normal hunting grounds.
Wouldn't surprise me.
dragons also do not like it when someone steals their treasure. And Wolftooth is, rapacious.
He's a pillager, yes.
We're gonna have to hunt him down.
If the dragon leaves anything for us,
If we
Iron
were
Lord looks at you, Aiden. You said they're weak to silver?
Apparently.
Perhaps
See,
all the ingots are going to be a boon.
I almost suggested loading them up if you had catapults.
I will tell the blacksmiths to begin crafting more silver weapons, and armor armor filigrees if possible. We can arm the shared forces of my castle, the Duchess of Smiles, and Big Brunhild together. And together, we could drive Wolftooth out.
wise.
indeed.
Drive him into a grave.
Address your soldiers.
The Iron Lord looks at his soldiers, of which there are now significantly fewer. He turns to one of his generals. Oh, I didn't actually show you the world. I should show you the world map. I put this word with the thing over here. So yeah, on the world map, this is the worm lair he was talking about. And the worm generally goes around this area through one of the other exits through the mountains. But for some reason, he's just not going in his normal hunting grounds now.
Strange.
How queer.
Yeah. The Iron Lord looks to one of his, lieutenants. How many casualties? Lieutenant looks up to him and says, "Sir, over 36 brave men in Valhalla. And though you cannot see it because of the helm covering his face, you can feel the pained grimace on the Iron Lord's face. That's wonderful. We have won the day, but there are more fights ahead. We are allying with Big Brunhild and the Duchess of Smiles. I am relinquishing my claim to the title. And under her banner, we will be driving Wolftooth out with the newfound weakness of he and his kind have to silver. So go to the smiths and get your weapons of silver filigree. There's sort of some mixed murmurs, but the soldiers agree to it, and it does seem like the mood has picked up a little bit. Some because the Iron Lord finally led them in a battle where, thank God, some of them died glorious deaths, and some because, oh, thank God, Big Brunhild's taking over, more of them will get to die glorious deaths. And overall, the day was saved.
By the humblest of God's creatures, the flying Tyrannosaurus.
Giant fucking dragon. I like that. I should use plot twist more often.
It's nice when I have something up my sleeve for it.
That just seemed like the perfect time for it, that's all.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that worked really well. I like, you mentioned that, I was like, oh, I actually do have something for it this time. Alright. So, next thing to figure out, where do we want to go next, gang?
Well, like we said, we should try land Kraken to get, some trade going and get food.
Yeah.
The sooner that started, the better.
But Roggenwalder is right there.
Yeah.
We don't want to try and take down Wolftooth for good? Boys on the run?
That's
Backing
also...
him into his den may be dangerous now. Let's give the Lord of Iron some time to pump out some more silver weapons.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
having berserkers to fight the werewolves might be helpful.
Yeah.
Can you imagine them swinging silver-plated axes?
I'm just imagining the silver bear claws they'd have, tearing their foes apart.
Yeah, I'm up for going either way. It's like, do we want to slaughter Wolftooth in his castle, or do we want to go and see about the bear and the Kraken?
It's a bear.
My only concern with going to Roggenwalder, he may be at war with the castle of the king out of the mountain at this time being, and that could divide our attention. If we destroy Wolftooth, that's one less threat behind us, and then we can go to Roggenwalder, and if we have to stop the king out of the mountain at that point, then we've got not wolves ambushing us behind it.
Roggenwalder does seem to hate Wolftooth as well. It may be easy to gain favor with him if we figuratively can present Wolftooth's head to him.
Those are very good points.
Or literally.
Or possibly as the chance to possibly take it himself.
I have a question. Like, our characters probably wouldn't know it, but are berserkers the same type of magic as werewolves?
Yes, they are a type of werebeast.
Alright, so they too would be weak to silver.
Yes.
I think actually that's a good point. We should take out Wolftooth so he doesn't come up behind us.
Yes, because
If you do take out Wolftooth, then essentially you have a huge section of Geatland that is kind of protected by the three warlords you've befriended.
So, would we want to hit up Ogilvale then, and Bullocksburg?
Or just go straight through the woods to the castle.
Yeah.
I'm not leading you in any direction, I'm just saying these are your options.
Yeah.
We should murder
There's
him.
also the
boys.
kobold caverns there.
Well, Lord of Iron is preparing soldiers for a march into it with more I wonder if we could deliver a pincer on Wolftooth. If the Lord of Iron, Duchess of Smiles, and Big Brunhild's forces could come from the west through the forest, while we march through Ogilville, Bullockburg, perhaps around the mountains through Holtfort and Hannentan to strike from the east at the same time?
would prevent the pack from being able to run.
I don't know if that's may delay our attack too long.
Yeah, true.
It may give the smiths here a chance to stock up on silver weaponry.
Totally not video gamey of trying to like check off all of the side
I
quests.
know. I feel
Plot
ya.
point.
That's me too. It's like I want to see all the towns.
I've been intrigued by the roads for like the beginning. It's like what happened
Yeah.
there.
That's a logical reason to go that way, is to come up behind him while everybody else is taking him from the front.
And plus, it might be good to let some of the surrounding territories know what's happening.
And then we can do side quests.
Especially maybe check with those smaller towns to see if like maybe they can shore up some food production. We
Yeah,
just
that's
lost
a
a
good
major
idea.
food producer.
Yeah, that's my rationale.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
that.
Like,
so
hey.
it sounds like go to Oglevale, Bullockburg, Hannontown, and possibly the ruins of Holtford.
Yeah, like that. Also, I'm sorry, but these mountains look like two Amogus.
They were frozen in
Perhaps-
stone for their
Perhaps
sins.
they are.
Crimes. I do like excuses to do side quests and check off
Yeah.
maps.
Yay!
That is a very funny.
Yeah, let's do that. I like that idea.
Alright, got that written down. Then next time on Crown Craven Crisis, we're gonna see some of the small folk and check in on how they're doing.
Yay!
Good
Fingers
night,
crossed.
everybody.